Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good afternoon. I am honored to speak to you today. In this beautiful moment, I feel the rhythm of our shared journey, the dance of hope that leads us into tomorrow. It is a privilege for me to stand before you and share this vision. From an early age, I have understood that being entrusted with responsibility is more than a title. It is a promise of service. I assume that commitment with humility and with the deepest respect for the values that sustain us, respect for our Constitution, loyalty to our people, and the firm dedication to the well-being of our nation. In this dance, we find our rhythm in working together, supporting one another, and moving forward with confidence. To the younger generation, and to all of you watching today, you are not merely spectators of this journey, you are its heartbeat. We face a world of challenges, but also of tremendous opportunities. Knowledge, solidarity, innovation, these are the steps we take. Let us never forget that effort, respect, and collaboration compose the most beautiful choreography of progress. I also wish to express my sincere gratitude for my family, for the institutions that guide us, for the countless individuals whose work uplifts our society. Every day you inspire me. Every day I am reminded of the importance of dignity, kindness, and service. Thank you for allowing me to learn from you, to grow alongside you. And now, as we unite in this shared dance of hope and responsibility, I ask you to trust in our common path. I ask you to believe in the promise we hold for the future. From this moment forward, I dedicate myself to serve you with loyalty, respect, and the best of my efforts. Together, let us step into a future where our differences enrich us, our efforts uplift us, and our shared dreams carry us into a brighter tomorrow. From the very moment I first came to understand what it means to be placed in a position of trust, I recognized that the bond between oneself and one's land is not forged by mere title, nor is it maintained through the passage of time alone. It is lived in every action, every decision, every instant in which we choose, deliberately and consciously, to place the common good above our own comfort. I accept, with gratitude and humility, the greater call that has been made of me, to serve with unwavering dedication, to uphold what is just and right, and to commit myself fully to the responsibilities entrusted to me. To serve means to give, it means to offer one's best self, not when it is convenient, but when the need is greatest, not for recognition, nor for applause, but because the dignity of our fellow citizens demands it. In the quiet hours, when no camera watches, when effort yields no immediate reward, there lies the true measure of service. I promise to embed this principle deeply into my conduct, to act with integrity, to listen with empathy, and to respond with courage. For it is one thing to promise, and another, far more challenging, to persist. And persistence, sustained over time, becomes the habit that shapes character. Commitment flows from service, but it stands distinct. Service opens the door. Commitment holds the key and walks steadily through. I commit myself to our shared future, to its promise and its challenges. I commit to the values that knit our society together: fairness, respect, solidarity, and hope. These are not abstract ideals kept in a display case. They are living commitments, renewed each day by our words and deeds. In each meeting I attend, each project I support, each voice I hear, even when it critiques or challenges me, I carry this commitment in my heart and mind. Duty. Some might say it is a heavy word, but I choose to see it as an honor. An honor because it asks of one not what is easy, but what is right. An honor because it aligns personal aspiration with public benefit. My duty is not simply to uphold tradition, but to breathe life into it, to ensure that our institutions and our society respond to the needs of our time, while remaining grounded in the principles that have sustained us. I accept this duty not as a gesture, but as a continuous journey of learning, reflection and growth. In moments of triumph and in moments of trial, service, commitment and duty must remain aligned. When joy fills our hearts, let us remember those yet to find comfort. When difficulties darken our path, let us recall that our responsibilities do not recede, they sharpen. I will endeavor to ensure that no challenge becomes an excuse for retreat, and no accolade an invitation to complacency, for the dignity of those I serve demands nothing less. With each passing day, I will strive to refine my understanding of what true service means. The voices of young people, the concerns of our communities, the aspirations of each individual, they matter. They are the compass by which we guide our actions. I commit to listening, to learning from those around me, and to translating what I hear into concrete efforts that uplift and empower. In this way, the promise of service becomes a lived reality. I recognize that commitment is sometimes lonely. There are decisions that must be taken, paths that may be difficult, and demands that exceed our comfort zones. Yet, it is in these moments that commitment reveals its depth. I pledge to stand firm, to be steadfast even when it is unpopular, and to remain guided by principle rather than by passing acclaim. In doing so, I hope to honor the trust placed in me, and to live in the light of expectation that is both humbling and inspiring. My duty is not mine alone. It is shared among all who believe in a society where each person has the opportunity to flourish. It is a duty to our history, to our present, and to our future. It is a duty to the countless individuals whose silent sacrifices build the foundations upon which we stand. In acknowledging this, I pledge not only to serve, but to serve with heart, and not only to commit, but to commit completely. To those who watch, who hope, who lend their voices and lend their trust, I am deeply grateful. Your faith strengthens my resolve. Your expectations sharpen my focus, and your challenges remind me of how much remains to be done. From this moment, may service, commitment, and duty guide my every step. May they shape not only what I do, but who I become. In the quiet of the morning, in the bustle of the day, in the stillness of the night, I undertake this path with humility, with vigilance, and with unwavering purpose. For in serving you, I fulfill what I believe to be my highest calling, and in that service, I find the deepest honor I could ever know. From the moment I began to see the world through more than my own experience, I recognize that youth is not simply a passage of time, it is a powerful moment of possibility. In the heartbeat of today, there lies the foundation of tomorrow. We, the younger generation, stand at a crossroads of promise and responsibility, and I feel that resonance deeply within myself. It is here, in the meeting of aspiration and purpose, that we must plant our hopes and prepare our future. To be young is to carry within us a unique energy, a readiness to learn, to explore, to challenge, to question. But it is also a readiness to listen, to reflect, and to build with care. We cannot think only of what we want to become, but also of what we can give. Our time is one of transition, one where the old meets the new, where traditions meet innovation, where heritage meets change. It is in that space that we are called to act, with confidence and humility combined. Hope is the guiding star of our generation. Hope does not mean that we wait passively for change. It means we engage, we commit, we work. Hope is the conviction that our decisions, our voices, our efforts, even in seemingly small ways, matter. We are inheritors of a world still evolving environmentally, socially, culturally, and technologically. We must bring to it not only our dreams, but our readiness to make them real. And so I commit myself, along with all young people, to turn hope into action, to learn not only from books, but from experience, to partner with those around me, in schools, in communities, in every corner where young people live, breathe, imagine. A future orientation asks of us more than ambition, it asks of us responsibility. It asks that we see our lives connected to the lives of others, that our growth is tied to the growth of our society, our country, our world. I believe strongly that in caring for our planet, in preserving our culture, in respecting our rights and the dignity of every person, we are shaping a legacy that will outlast our years. Our youth gives us the strength to imagine possibilities. Our hope gives us the courage to pursue them. But our future-oriented values give us the map, guiding how we act, how we live, how we contribute. Let us be the generation that bridges divides rather than deepening them. Let us embrace diversity as our strength, of region, language, belief, background. In the land I love, I have witnessed young people from many places, speaking many tongues, carrying many ideas. And what unites them is not sameness, but respect, collaboration, shared determination. This unity through difference will define the future we build. When we listen to one another, not to compete, but to understand, we forge bonds that make society stronger. We transmit hope across lines of age, culture, geography, in education, in volunteering, in innovation. Every one of us has a role, whether in classrooms, workshops, community centers, or digital spaces. We have the chance to learn and to teach. I see young people raising their voices in forums, starting projects that echo around the world, reaching out to help those in need. And I also see the eagerness of students, apprentices, young professionals who just want to be heard, to be seen, to make a difference. It is our duty to listen to them, to enable them, to walk alongside them. We must treat mistakes not as failures to fear, but as lessons to embrace, because the future will not wait for perfection. It will wait for effort, sincerity, persistence. We must give ourselves permission to try, to stumble, to rise again, stronger and wiser. Hope thrives when it is resilient. Youth is most alive when it is courageous. And our future-oriented values shine brightest when we act despite uncertainty. I choose to live with that conviction. I recognize that in the luxuries of modern life, speed, connectivity, comfort, it is easy to forget the roots that sustain us, our families, our communities, our land. But those roots also give us something precious: identity, memory, belonging. As young people stepping into new realms, let us not abandon what came before. Let us carry it with respect and gratitude, while also opening our minds to change. Because a future that disowns its past is one that weakens itself, and a youth that forgets its foundation weakens its own wing. In pursuing the future, in chasing dreams that may feel large, we must keep in mind the value of others. Empathy must guide our ambition. Solidarity must accompany our advancement. In every venture, whether scientific, artistic, entrepreneurial, the question must be, how does this serve? How does this uplift? Not merely, how will this succeed? That shift in question is what transforms youth into stewardship, hope into substance, the future into a home. And so I speak to you, to young people seated in classrooms, working after hours, dreaming in late nights, to those whose voices have yet to be fully heard, whose ideas have yet to be fully recognized. You are not waiting for your turn. You are at the turn. The moment is yours. It is ours. Together we hold the power to shape a tomorrow that is better not only for ourselves, but for those who come after us. Let our energy be disciplined, our hope be anchored, our future-oriented values be deliberate. In the days to come, I promise myself to keep learning about history and about what remains to be written, about science and about what remains to be discovered, about humanity and about what remains to be understood. I promise to keep working, not because the task is easy, but because it is essential. I promise to remain open to the voices of youth, to new generations, to possibilities yet unseen. Because when youth, hope and future-oriented values join in harmony, we build not just a better world, but a more connected world. And so I invite you, let us take the first step together. Let us move forward with hearts wide open, minds ready to act, hands stretched in partnership. Let our dreams be bold, but let our actions be grounded. Let hope lift us, but let responsibility guide us. And let the future we imagine become the reality we inhabit. From the depths of my heart, I wish first to express profound gratitude to everyone who stands with us on this journey. Those who carry our responsibilities forward, those who nourish them with energy, and those who inspire us through their example. Because no path taken in service is solitary, the strength of each step I take is drawn from the many hands, many hearts, many voices that accompany it. I am grateful to the men and women of our institutions, whose dedication is often silent yet indispensable. Your work, day after day behind the scenes, ensures that the values we hold dear, justice, solidarity, respect, are not mere words, but lived reality. In seeing your perseverance, I learn humility, and in witnessing your commitment, I find hope. I thank you for your trust and your generosity. You give life to the idea that public service is possible, that dignity and effort can walk together, and that we can build something lasting together. Gratitude also to the communities and citizens who open their doors, who share their stories and their hopes. It is your voices that bring shape to our purpose. When I visit your towns and villages, when we listen together, when I hear of your aspirations, your struggles and your resilience, I am reminded that the task entrusted to me is not abstract. It is bound to real people, real lives, to moments of joy and moments of challenge. To you I express my deepest thanks. You remind me of the meaning of responsibility, of how service is not something distant. It is immediate and personal. I acknowledge with unswerving respect the legacy of those who have gone before us, to the generations who built our institutions, who defended our freedoms, who trusted in the future even when the path was uncertain. Your example is our foundation. We stand on your work, not to rest on it, but to renew it, to strengthen it, to carry it forward with dedication. In honoring your efforts, we do not merely look back. We commit ourselves to the next chapter that must be written. In my personal life, I owe thanks to those closest to me, my family, my teachers, my friends, who have supported, guided, and challenged me. They remind me that leadership is not an island of one. It is shaped by the care of others, by invitations to grow, by the patience that nurtures character. To them I owe both gratitude and a promise that I will strive to repay the trust you place in me, by striving always to be worthy of it. But gratitude is not simply looking back, it reaches forward. When we say, thank you, to those who serve, we reaffirm our commitment to serve ourselves. It is a mutual bond. And when we acknowledge the hopes of young people, we acknowledge our duty to make space for their voices, their dreams, their turn. Every word of thanks carries with it the promise that we will remain open, responsive and accountable To everyone who has contributed through public institutions, civil society, families, communities, I say, you make this mission possible. Because I do not stand alone, I stand because many stand with me. Your confidence shapes the weight of responsibility I bear, and your encouragement lightens the path ahead. Let me also acknowledge the moments of challenge, of uncertainty, of resistance. Even in those moments I find reason to give thanks. For they test us, they sharpen us, they call us to deeper reflection. In adversity we identify what is essential, in difficulty we strengthen our resolve. Thank you for allowing me to learn in those moments, to grow, to understand that service is sometimes quiet and simple, and still indispensable. And so I pledge, with humility and with determination, that I will carry this gratitude into each action. I will remember the faces behind the titles, the voices behind the protocols, the people behind the events. I will act in recognition of your contributions, in respect of your trust, and with the drive to make our shared aspirations real, because to say, thank you, is meaningful, but to translate that thank you into tangible service is the truest acknowledgement I can render. Together, let us move forward with hearts full of gratitude and eyes fixed on the horizon. Let us build a future not only because it is our duty, but because it is our shared promise. Thank you for being with me, and for offering your energy, your hope, your work. From this moment and every moment I am privileged to serve. I will do so mindful of your support and worthy of your trust.